substitution bench for the both side. For the both side, let's quickly look at the substitution bench, what they have a substitute to come up with. And let's first of all look at the substitute of Manchester City. You have Nathan Ake, you have Alvarez, Ederson, Foden, Laporte, Lewis, Mahrez, Palmer, Phillips. That is the...
You look at this Manchester City team and you tell yourself, this is a team that can actually come up with two world-class starting 11. Two type of starting 11 can even challenge the same Manchester City itself. Even against better than some other team. Yeah, you look at the bench. Oh, that should be that was a good chance for them. You look at the bench. You look at players like Foden. You look at players like Alvarez. These are players that can actually come into the game and try and dictate the pattern of play. And I can see him is having that sign that because he knows how good these players are, what they can actually come into
I was waiting for you to talk about my players. That's why I was shaking my head.
To talk about the kind of players they are and what they can do. If Foden can come into this game and change the narrative of play, that is how good he is. Alvarez is a sharp striker. Don't forget he's a World Cup winner with Argentina. And that's another fantastic striker. He's the second highest scorer for Manchester City this season. In his first season in England. So him getting those good numbers shows how good of a striker he is. So I think there's so much Manchester United should be scared of if they're not getting that second important goal before 60 minutes. Because Guardiola that we all know just pushing all these attacking players to come in and just kill the game for them.
But I think as a good player, you always strive on that Guardiola. As a good player, you strive on that Guardiola.
Yeah. Okay, let's quickly look at Manchester United own substitutes. We have Butland, Dalot, Elanga, Garnacho, Maguire, the strong defender, Malaysia. We have McTominay, Palestri, and Weghorst, the striking defender.
I'm interested in the analysis.
I'm not even going to talk about Weghorst.
I'm so much interested in the analysis.
Maybe in the 70-something minutes, Weghorst is the kind of player that can come in, give him crosses and can just punish you.
How many of those crosses has he taken advantage of this season?
Good, he's not been getting those goals. But you can't say Weghorst is a very good player. He's good on air. Weghorst is good on air. Okay. You know that.
What a goal!
You know the funny thing. I want to see what you want to complain about now. Because it's almost looking alike. This time around, he's diving. The first one he said he didn't dive. But this time around, he dived towards the ball. Is the guy at fault for that goal again?
No, this is a really good. I can't complain about this. But what if he had saved the first one? He would have won by now.
But there's no what if. That's the beauty of football. There's nothing like what if in football. It happened and it happened.
Now you see United.
You have to complain the defense. You have to complain. You have to fault the defenders. You have to fault the midfielder. See how much space they are giving to Gundogan.
Oh my God! From outside,
it's exactly what happened for the first goal also. This is how much space they gave Gundogan. You're giving him a lot of space to pick his shot. He picks his position with lots of time. This is about 5 seconds for him to make that body adjustment to pick his spot. I think Casemiro and every experienced defender and midfielder for Manchester United have to blame themselves for that goal, putting Manchester United back on the foot of it.
I'll put the hand on because listen to what you're saying.
He's listening to what you are saying, but he's already analyzing the goal, and that's a beautiful analysis. Because if you agree with him, it's a beautiful analysis. Because as in the FA Cup final, you are in the final. There is no moment to say, "See, don't look." You understand what I'm saying? There is no moment to say, "See, don't look." You have to be all out, fighting spirit, block every opportunity they get. But it was like they were relaxed.
That's why I say you don't concede an enemy. You don't concede the first minute.
But the second half, funny enough, I was about waiting for around 49 minutes to be able to talk that, at least they didn't concede first minute in the second half, then they can go on and on. But having considered the second goal, Pep Guardiola is not stopping there. There's 2 more goals in this game.
All right, it's not stopping there. But I just called the substitute and I was expecting your analysis. We didn't talk about one.
He said
and before we could talk about the second one, they hit him with a goal and he kept quiet. So can you continue? I just analyze the substitute.
I was want to talk about Garnacho.
Okay.
I think Garnacho is a good option.
Yeah.
Garnacho, I think I prefer more of Dalot coming on than Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
Dalot will create more chances than Wan-Bissaka is not that kind of too physical on the ball. He's not creative enough on the ball.
Okay.
So I think Dalot coming in, Garnacho.
I would like to. The only name on that bench is Garnacho. That is the only name.
Why not Dalot?
That's the only name. That is the only name that can bring. That is the only. No, you are not leading. Dalot is a defender. Yeah. Because you can't be at the back foot and you're bringing a defender into the game when you need to attack.
He's a right back.
So there's no point bringing Dalot into the game right now. I think he should be taking that shot early. That's the difference between
indecision.
That is the difference between Gudogan. One of the disadvantage of Wan-Bissaka is his crosses. We all know he's not that good with crosses, but he's a better defender than Dalot.
He's even on card.
He's a better defender than Dalot. So talking about Garnacho, that's the only player on the bench. Now see the difference between a Manchester City bench and a Manchester United bench. Pep Guardiola is low. He has. What's it?
Don't overlook that. They've had more season with their coach than Eric Ten Hag. Man City.
It's not about they've had more season. That is one of the advantages. You forgot that they have had more season when you were actually giving Manchester United the opportunity of winning this game 3-1.
It doesn't matter. I want my club to win.
So do you know that your what's it called? Your prediction is out of it now?
No, we still have squad depth. Anybody can still come and change it. Yes, still change this game.
All right, we are watching it.
All right, this particular Manchester City squad is, I think this should be the first goal that's scoring them in this FA Cup. Because they have played 17, they have scored 17 goals without considering any goal and in the final of the FA Cup. And this should be the first goal they have been scored in the FA Cup. Nobody has scored them.
This
you are a Man U fan now. This is something outstanding. This is something we need to talk about. We need to praise them. Are you not happy about it?
I'm happy, but have you always doubted? Have you been doubting? Maybe
you should be thankful to God that you have scored one.
Why?
You are the only one that has scored them.
I need the both of them on neutral grounds. Okay. The form that Rashford has been this season, or he was in a fantastic form. So there was surely Manchester United were going to get a goal out of nowhere in this game, and luckily they got a penalty. And they got to go out of nowhere. They've not really been in this game that much. They've not really played to their potentials. No. The only way you are going to get a goal in this game is probably another penalty, or if your players are having that luxury of taking a shot from outside the box. That's the only way I expect Manchester United to get a goal. But you playing or beating Manchester City to ball possession to walk your way into the box, I don't see that happening in this game at all.
Yeah, because we still give it to them because the only goal scored against them right now is through a penalty. Okay. That means they have been.
That's a trophy.
That's a trophy for scoring one goal.
That's a trophy.
We give it to them. 17 all reply goal in the FA Cup and in the final. It's something you need to clap.
Who have they been playing against?
Who have you been playing against?
You
are one of the team players.
The FA Cup 3 goals to 1.
Who?
Man U.
Okay.
We've been winning all our FA Cup 3 goals to 1.
Oh, okay.
So what?
No,
just semi-final.
There's nothing like just.
But they've been playing. Manchester have also been playing. I think the last one they won 3-0. They are the one who coming into this final.
But you all went into the penalty shootouts, so that's the difference in it.
Okay. Now, apart from the bragging right, anybody that wins this very particular match, he also gives them a trophy.
Yeah.
So it's something to fight for.
And the trophy, always try and remember that it's not Carabao Cup. This is the oldest trophy in football. Do you know what they say about the old wine?
No.
So this is
the older it goes, the better it is.
This is the trophy that matters.
No, this is the oldest trophy. This is the oldest trophy in football. This is the oldest football competition, the FA Cup. So it's always a brag right to win the FA Cup. Why do you think Arsenal always bragging whenever they win the FA Cup? That is just it.
It's because they have no trophy.
They have no trophy. And that's why you two are celebrating Carabao today. Carabao. SCG Cup.
Man U has more trophies to celebrate.
And another thing about this Man U squad, they have not won any double.
And that is the counter.
They've not won any double domestic league. Apart from the time they had the treble.
Yeah, they won the treble.
Yeah, apart from that, they have not won any domestic league. Domestically, double twice. They've not won two. You want to check their record?
Okay, domestic.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's always hard winning domestic double is something that is always hard because you have to give importance to one. Probably when you are pushing yourself to win the league, you have to forfeit yourself winning other competition. Maybe when you're pushing the Champions League, then you can maybe when you see that the league is no more winnable for your team, then you pursue one of the lesser cups. But when you're pursuing for the league, only maybe when you're a team like Manchester City or the old Liverpool, that is talking about Liverpool of like three seasons ago. That's the team. Those are the teams that can actually pursue for 2 domestic titles. Not
another chance. Oh, it's too much for LA Haaland.
Not this type of Manchester United team will actually pursue for 2 domestic trophies. I'm actually not banting your team. I'm just stating some relatable facts.
All right.
See that goal. That's the beauty of a goal. Do you know what happened with this goal? He was expecting another up ball there. Do you know? He was actually expecting another up ball. And the thing came down. He just gave him straight down.
Or maybe he wasn't even seeing.
All right. Ten Hag, during the week, an interview, he said, a lot of people wished him because from his discussion, a lot of people are saying they want Manchester United to stop Man City from the treble. But you know what he said? He said it's not about stopping them from the treble. It is about Manchester United winning trophy. Is that not a good statement?
It's a good statement, but we know that even him is just trying to hype his players up. The bragging right really is Manchester United wants to keep that bragging right of winning treble. They don't want to sound that team winning that treble. Just the way Arsenal too don't want to say anything doing that invisible in the EPL. We saw last season or 2 seasons ago when Liverpool. There was a time Liverpool lost, I think, going into week 30. Liverpool were not losing any game. They were unbeaten. Arsenal was not in the top 4, but we could see their fans actually praying that Arsenal and Liverpool should lose 1 game so that they won't break that invisible record. We saw it happen with Manchester City. We saw it happen with Chelsea in 2005-2006 season. So that bragging right, teams with the bragging right they are always wanting to keep it. That's what we actually saw playing here. But this Manchester United team, they didn't come in with that fire to actually play this Manchester City team not to win. Probably if it was a team with history, the caliber of players like Wayne Rooney, Ryan Giggs, players with history with the club that have something affiliative with the club, they might have, the way they would have approached this game will have been different.
Their time is over. You don't.
You have a new set of players at this Manchester City. They themselves want to create history for themselves. What do you remember the treble team? Why do you remember the treble team of Manchester United? Because they won the treble. Now you have this set of Manchester City players. They know what is at stake. They also want to create that history for themselves that they also won the treble. So that is what is at stake. Two teams playing with different priorities. One wants to win, and the other.
Oh, another chance for the bro! No.
I'm sure he
but the gear was there to do justice, and it is.
He won't celebrate the gear for saving that right now. He will say it's a normal save. It's an easy ball.
Should I be happy? My keeper saved that.
Oh, De Bruyne! Oh, the referee has blown an offside. That is an offside. And talking about the gear, there's this rumor that it's about to be sold out. And the gear.
No, it's just Tam just confirmed he's not giving him the #1 spot next season.
There's no way he's going to sit on next season. I'm sure the guy will want to sit on the bench next season. So I expect him to make that move because
he doesn't want to leave
Manchester United might be getting.
Okay, Shegelo, you talked about Garnacho, and he's here. You said that is the only player they have on the bench.
He's the only player I actually see on the bench. We've seen him. We've seen how much he has.
Our players are out.
We've seen how much he do come up from the bench and change games against teams. But right here, we'll be facing off against Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker that actually stopped Vinicius. I don't see any goal from Manchester United in this game.
So what do you see Garnacho doing?
I don't expect any much impact. I was only saying that is the only player on the bench that can come in with an impact. What was my prediction at the end of the first half? 4 goals to 1 on Manchester City side. And we're on course for that 4-1.
Yeah, 2-1 now. All right, I think the motivation after the match between Fulham versus Manchester, it ended 2-1 in favor of Fulham. And you see, after the match, the whole fans of Manchester United, they waited, and Ten Hag addressed the crowd.
No,
after addressing the crowd,
game now.
Yeah?
The last game, Manchester United defeated.
Fulham, 2-1. Yeah. After addressing the crowd, he now said, "These men here, they are the one that will that will make us proud, you know." And the players, they were all motivated, and they clap for them. But are you seeing that motivation here in this match?
It's not showing anything. Have you seen that motivation in this game? This game is looking like a 70-30 ball possession, because Manchester United. This is not the Manchester United that played against Chelsea. Even against Chelsea, it's not like they were looking that great the day they defeated Chelsea 4-1. But at least they got the goals. They actually came out to actually push for those goals. But yeah, it has actually been Manchester City all the way.
Okay, let me quickly read out the statistics of this match today. You know, we haven't expected goals. 1.18 for Manchester United and 0.80 for Manchester City. Then ball possession, you talked about it, ball possession is 62% for Manchester City and 38% for Man U.
They even try.
You understand? Goal attempt, 7 goal attempt for Manchester City and 5 for Manchester United. Shot on goal, 4 for Manchester City, 1 for Manchester United. Shot off goal, 5 for Manchester City, 2 for Manchester United. You know, corner kick, 2 corner kick for Manchester City and 1 for Manchester United. Talk about the yellow cards. We're having 1 yellow card for Manchester United. I think, how do you see the statistics?
Well, it reflects, it shows the kind of game of football we're actually having. It has been Manchester City. Sorry, it has been Manchester City playing more of the game. So it just reflects what we are actually seeing in the game. It's not like we are seeing a fake reflection of it. Yeah, it's like an easy game for Manchester City. They're just here to come out. They're just coming here to just play a normal game of football, not that competitive game at all.
No, that competitive game, we are not seeing the motivation given to them by Ten Hag in this very particular match. We are not seeing it. But right now, we have seen the second half. The second half have come. And Olamide, if I will ask you now, if you are Ten Hag, what will you tell the players right now? What will you tell them to do? Because to me, well, let me reserve what I want to say, but what will you tell them to do?
Fight for this badge! Fight! You cannot fight, you fight for this
But if you fight without sense, they will give you 20.
Yeah, they fight with... Why would they fight without no sense?
You know,
I'm not happy with our performance, I'll be honest. I'm not...
They are too calm for this final.
At least they are saying the truth now. At least they're saying the truth.
They are too calm. And it is Rashford. Can he get it? Oh, it was easy for... Tega, you know. Let's quickly talk about the goalkeepers. How have you seen the performance of Tega so far?
Yeah,
he has kept a clean sheet up to this moment. And
Tega has actually been one of the fantastic goalkeepers for Manchester City. And don't forget, he's actually USA, that's talking about the United States of America, second choice goalkeeper. Because he's behind Arsenal's Turner, that is another Arsenal reserve goalkeeper. Yeah. So we've seen how much of a good goalkeeper he is, and you can't be understudying a keeper like Ederson and you won't get good. He has actually played most of the FA Cup games for Manchester City. That's why I'm so happy that Pep Guardiola is keeping faith in him, and that's how much he can keep. It can push and motivate his own confidence that he can actually feel among this team, not like some other teams that will have actually changed him to their first choice goalkeeper coming to the final. And he hasn't really looked off space or looking off balance in this game. He has shown a good class. He has shown that if Ederson is not available, Manchester City is having a worthy deputy goalkeeper. So it's a good one for him, good one for his confidence, good one for his country, United States of America. They will look at it like they have a worthy goalkeeper in Ortega.
All right. And De Gea?
What can I say?
Don't forget, De Gea is the best goalkeeper in EPL. He has the highest clean sheets in EPL.
I'm not saying he's the worst goalkeeper. Just stop rooting for him. He's not a modern day.
Yeah, it's not a modern day
yeah,
goalkeeper.
so just stop rooting for him.
And you see talking about that modern, looking for modern goalkeepers, that is one of the issues we are currently having with goalkeepers. That's why some of the worthy goalkeepers are looking like they are not good. And that's one of the reasons why I'm always happy that keepers like Peter Cech, they are not keeping with this generation, because we will have abused Peter Cech today because he's not good with his passes. Not every goalkeeper will be like David Raya of Brentford, who is another very fantastic goalkeeper. He's good with his hand, he's good with his leg. Martinez, and Onana of Inter Milan. These are goalkeepers who are actually good. They have sharp reflexes and they have sharp, or let me say, balanced foot when it comes to passes. De Gea is an old school goalkeeper. He's not that kind of goalkeeper that is built to play from the back. So that's one of the reasons why I don't actually blame him. Because when you're talking about the top 5 goalkeepers or top 10 goalkeepers to have all-time best goalkeeper in EPL, there's no way you won't put De Gea in. Yeah, he's 30. He's currently in his peak. But there are some teams he will surely go to, a bigger team that he will go to. And he will keep fantastic for them. So that's why I always give him his flowers. He's a good goalkeeper, no doubt.
Oh, what a shot! Wow. Rashford!
Wow.
Rashford!
We've not really seen much of Haaland.
Manchester City is leading. That was the first
see, after Rashford came back from the last injury he had, he has not really been the Rashford we used to know, because Rashford scored goals at every match he plays before the injury. But since after the injury, we have not really seen this is not the Rashford we used to know.
Well, he has gotten a lot of goals this season. I think he's at a point whereby he needed to relax himself so he won't injure himself.
Oh no, yeah, no. What I'm saying, I expect him as a striker. As a striker, we expect him to score goals. He has been consistent in goal scoring, but we are not seeing that consistency any longer. That's why I'm bringing it as an issue. Yeah. You as a Man U fan, probably you will tell me why. What is happening? Probably it's because of is it because of the injury, or is it because he's not well paid, or he's not well fed? You know?
Sometimes goals are natural. Okay. Sometimes it just comes to you. You don't have to force it, you don't have to rush for it. Okay. So I think it will come natural. It's a natural thing before. He wasn't forcing it. It was just a natural thing, so it will come back. Don't doubt his quality. Okay, so any moment from now we're expecting a goal for him. All right. We've talked about Rashford. Why is it difficult for Allah to always score against Manchester United?
No, he got goals.
He had 3 goals already.
He had 3 goals.
I wanted to hear what did we say?
He scored in the first one. Okay. I think the problem started coming in the second one. And you just have to look at it against there's some teams that they always hard for him to score. Maybe when he's playing against central defenders who actually push him away from the box, push him out of the box. He's not seeing those goals. But whenever he's not seeing those goals, you look at his hold-up play, how much he's committing his players to actually go forward. Because just one defender can mark Haaland. When 2 are marking Haaland, it's creating more space for people like De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva to walk through his side and get those goals. And he hasn't been there, but we've seen 2 goals for them from someone that unexpected source, talking about Gundogan. Though he has been scoring of recent, but 2 goals against Manchester United, nobody's actually expecting that today. Everybody was expecting that Haaland will get those goals. And you can see how much he is coming very close to the central cycle to get those balls. That is how much they're pushing him away from the box. Yeah. The only team he did score in EPL this season is Chelsea. And we saw how much, what's it called?
Oh!
We saw how much Thiago Silva also tried to push him.
It would have been Gundogan again. It would have been an hat-trick for Gundogan. Wow. We got the referee call for an offside. That goal has been cancelled. Let's quickly look at the offside. Whether it is.
It's offside. He bought the whole land.
It's an offside.
But I think Haaland should be doing
that's not an offside.
It
should be checked.
Haaland should be doing better.
It's an offside.
Haaland should be doing better.
It was at the position. It was on the line. When he was backing,
he was coming from the outside.
Yes, and he was backing the post.
He was coming from the outside position.
The referee has given an offside.
Haaland should be scoring that. Those are the kind of clear chances he should be getting.
We're talking about Haaland.
Yeah.
I think he's the highest goal scorer this season. Nobody has scored 52 goals.
No doubt.
52 goals in all competition. That is massive.
That is massive for a player in his first season at Manchester City, getting that number of goals.
Garnacho will have made equalize for Manchester United, but it went over.
This kind of bites we didn't actually see from Manchester United in the first half. We just see a player coming off the wing, a player that can actually hold on to the ball, take the shot from outside. That was a good one.
Oh, that was so close.
And if he didn't bounce there, I think that was surely going into the net. We've seen Garnacho score this kind of worthy goals this season. Wow, just a inch away from getting that goal.
Wow, that is wow. So I think you're happy with the play now. We want more bite from Manchester United.
Yes. This is not the Manchester United I know. This is come on United, stop sleeping now. It's like they're sleeping.
Stop sleeping and wake up. Wake up.
Collect your trophy.
There's no trophy for you.
There's no trophy for them.
There's no trophy for them to collect here today.
No trophy for Man U, but well, let's see how it goes. You know, if you look at what Manchester United are doing right now, it's like they have taken over the play. In the last 3 minutes, they have taken over the play. They are surrounding the 18 box of Manchester United, there's a corner kick.
They might actually get a goal.
Corner kick, and if they continue like this, definitely they're going to equalize.
Yes, they're actually pushing themselves into play. Probably they're looking at the time. The time is fast. It's fast going.
You may actually get it. It's like he's saying the otherwise. I don't even want.
He said they may actually get
I'm not a Man City fan. I'm just trying to analyze.
He's saying they may with what you are doing now. At least it's giving you hope.
Yeah.
You know, be hopeful. You know,
I know what this is.
you know what is hope. All right, you know what is hope. They are still pressing on from just around the 18 box. You know, that's a beautiful one. A cross. Is anybody there? Oh! That would have been another one. That's a good press for Manchester United. You know, let's quickly talk about.
The pressure is much right now.
Let's quickly talk about this. Their rivals, their neighbors. How far did they know each other?
Well, they've always been together for quite a long time. These are like just the two clubs in Manchester City, the city of Manchester, and except for the third one of them, that is United of Manchester. I think they are in National League. Those are just the three teams in Manchester. So they've always known each other. They are not far from each other, and one calls the other noisy neighbors. And we've seen who has been successful for the past 5 to 10 years. It has been Manchester City. So it's great one for the city.
We've had our tenure.
Yeah,
so let them manage. Let them manage the little one we give them.
At least if they should win, it's for the whole city, right?
No, it's not which whole city. It's not for the whole city, please.
This is not Inter. Oh.
At least those you see where we brag in London. When Chelsea wins the Champions League, it's for London. We win it for London. That's just the way it is. I'm sure you're going to you'll be supporting Manchester City in the Champions League final, right? No.
They're my rival. I can't support them.
Even when your team is not in the Champions League final.
All right. During the week, Pep Guardiola said from the last time Manchester United versus Manchester City played in the FA Cup final, a chance again. This is Shanto. He has no man to beat. Oh, what a defensive block from Company. They are still pressing on. A cross. Oh. Good work from the defense under this Company. He did it against.
Ref, why? What's that? Why blue?
You know, we saw Company how he held them.
Company.
I'm sorry, not Company. Walker. Sorry, Walker. Walker. We saw Walker how he held them because they look alike, both of them. And we saw how Walker held Vinicius Junior
against
Real Madrid. And today we are seeing him holding Rashford, and it's not allowing Rashford to do anything.
Yeah, Rashford. When you play a player that can hold yes, and talking about Foden, that's a fantastic player.
Foden is coming in now. Who is going out?
I think I'm sure Pep Guardiola must have seen how much pressure was it.
Oh, De Bruyne is going out. Why? Why De Bruyne?
No, that is a worthy substitute from him. Bringing in Foden, that's another fantastic player in the midfield. You can't actually
I want you to just quickly analyze. I want you to help us analyze this, Shagelo. Help us analyze this. What can Foden do that De Bruyne will not be able to do?
De Bruyne can do everything that Foden will do. But you know he has a Champions League to play on next week. So he has to start.
But is he thinking that he has already won this match?
He has won games without De Bruyne this season. We've seen him play without De Bruyne for 2 to 3 or 3 games. And he actually won it, so there's nothing to be scared of. That is the kind of coach Guardiola is. He takes those risky decisions, and it might pay off and it might not pay off. It might come back to haunt him. But Foden is actually a fantastic player. He can do it. That is it.
All right, we can see the defensive striker, as we call him, warming up. Where goes?
Yeah, I think he's looking.
What is he? Who is going out? Who will go out for him? Is it Rashford?
Like,
who will go out for him?
Rashford it should be Rashford or Sancho going out. Yeah.
Oh, no. Probably it's going to make the difference because it is when you don't expect him. When you don't expect him, that is when he will come and perform probably.
It's not about him performing when you don't expect him. Because you're looking at what probably Triangle have been looking at what what's it called Garnacho has been doing. But if he has someone a good striker, a typical 9 in that position, whereby he can actually do one or two with, probably they might get that goal. That's why he'll be looking at bringing Wiggles in to actually cut one of those pressure for them. So it's actually a good solve, but I don't expect a goal from I don't actually expect a goal from what's it called from Wiggles.
I think in a time like this, you need the crosses coming in.
If you need the crosses.
If you have a tall
that
striker.
is it. If you have a tall striker, like Wiggles there, Sancho is the one going off. Sancho is the one actually going off. So that means we will be seeing Rashford and Garnacho on the wing. Yeah. This might be the game you actually get his goal and
those kind of hold up play that Alan is doing has been doing in this match. You see where Goes doing it.
You also want it again.
You see where Goes normally hold on defender for other players to play to link up with.
Yeah, he does that very well.
Yeah, so maybe that's what we have been lacking. See, look at Wan-Bissaka. See what I'm saying.
All right. That is a good one, and it is Grealish who is attacking from the left side, and he has implicated Fred.
It took one for
and it's going to be a yellow card for Fred.
It took one for his team, yeah.
A yellow card for Fred.
We don't send them.
I've really seen Casemiro in this match.
Yeah, for his, when you play against a team like Manchester City, see, this team is a standard. They can actually throw you off balance. They can actually make a player look like he hasn't been playing. Look at Fred. He looks very much tired in this game. Although they've outrun Manchester United in that midfield, and there's no way you're looking at the caliber of player Manchester City is playing with at that midfield, and there's nothing they won't outrun. A team that outrun a player like what's it called? A player like Modric and Cruz, they outrun them. So what is now Fred and Casemiro?
No, man, if you play a team that has no possession,
no, it's not a team that doesn't have possession. Talking about Real Madrid, is there anything that can play possessive?
Man City has more possession than
that's what Madrid. I'm saying. Can your midfield outrun Real Madrid?
If you are holding ball more than the opposition team,
why are you not holding the ball today?
We are not. How will I say? We are not more of a.
Oh, another chance, and it is folding.
Man City does it better.
What's it called? Bruno is not in this game, right?
Oh. A chance!
That should be the third goal. They need to get this.
That would have been the third goal, and it was Akanji who struggled for that.
We could have scored 2-2.
There's nothing like we could. They need to get this third goal. Get your own goal. Don't tell me we could. There's not like we could in football.
All right, already is the 80th minute. 80th minute into the second half. 10 minutes left. Any moment from now.
Wow.
If Manchester United did not equalize, that means the treble is smelling.
I think I'll actually like this game ending in the 90 minutes. I don't want to say extra time, please.
You want to say extra time?
Share the 90 minutes. We've seen a lot of extra time.
No. Wait, talk about.
Just end in 90 minutes.
When you talk about the extra time, Shaganu, when you talk about the extra time, in case we get to that point when it has to be extra time.
It should not
Whose team do you think can push on?
It's still going to be Manchester City, because you look at the bench, you look at the players they can bring in when the players are tired. They have great players on that bench. But it should just please, this game should end within 90 minutes. That is just it. Manchester United are not giving us anything to offer. It's just been them walking around the park. I'm sure the players and the fans, they are waiting for this game to end. If it ends 2-1, then yes, they might have bragging right there. Oh, at least it's no more than 2-1. So there's nothing much. Are you expecting anything in this game?
Yes.
You yourself as a fan, are you impressed with what you're seeing? There's no goal. That is what I don't want to hear. Anything can happen is what I don't want to hear. Look at your team in this game.
It doesn't matter, but my team scored against.
Are you impressed?
No.
And you've won the trophy already. Your team scored against Manchester
United.
No,
I'm not satisfied. How will I be satisfied with
this is the third goal. No, watch it. That's the third goal coming.
Who is going to score?
All right. Who is going to score? We saw Fred outstanding match against Fulham. The assist and when he came in, what he did.
That is
against Fulham. Now, are we seeing his performance in this match so far?
Talk.
There was a time I complained about Fred. I said, Fred will give you a performance today. You will lose him for 4 consecutive matches.
I remember you say
he's not consistent.
He's
not consistent. He's not that kind of. I don't always like to talk about him because he's not kind of consistent.
Offside.
It's not consistent to you?
Yes. That's why I was saying I prefer more of Sabitzer than Fred.
But we've not really seen Sabitzer this
season. He's out injured.
He's out injured. Yes. Even when he's not injured, we've not really seen much of a kind of fantastic.
But would you have take Fred instead of Sabitzer?
And you can see another substitution.
McTominay, right?
You can see another substitution.
Yes, this is a good
Scott
substitution.
McTominay is coming in.
This is actually a good substitution for them because McTominay is actually a midfielder on his own day that can actually take those shots from outside the box.
Good.
And that's what they've actually been missing since the first half because this, like I rightly said, this Manchester City team won't allow you to dictate play from outside. You're not dictating to, you want to push into the ball.
Haaland! He beat one! Oh! Even a mistake, his mistake is almost a goal.
Sorry. Is that
Look at that. He beat one and he beat two. Wow. His mistake was almost a goal.
If that ball had gone into the net, I'm sure Lamde will have said, what's it called? The guy should be diving to that.
No, that one was
not. He was rooted.
He was not expecting that one. That one he was not expecting that ball at all. You know. You can see Walker doing a marvelous job there. You know, let's talk about Walker. Yeah, I know he should be one of the best in the world.
No, it's not like he should be. He's actually the best right back right now.
Yeah.
There's no. You look at the kind of player he is. He's comfortable playing in a back three. He's actually comfortable playing in a back four, and actually comfortable playing as a right right wing back. Yeah. That is the kind of fantastic player he is. And that's why I actually do blame, Harry Kane for not leaving that Tottenham team. At the point, we had Kyle Walker at Tottenham also. But right now, we know how many trophies he has won. We know how much he can look back into his career and said, oh, I have a successful career. Same is not about Harry Kane, another fantastic striker. But I expect him to actually leave Tottenham come end of this season. When he had that opportunity of coming to Manchester City, he should have fought for it to come to this team. You look at the progress of Kyle Walker. You look at it. You look at players like Reece James, who's not really that great this season because of injury. These are players actually built in the same kind of pattern and like. And I'm sure that England coach will actually be impressed with the kind of right backs he have right now.
Right. Well, let's quickly look at in the last 15 matches played, Manchester United versus Manchester City.
Wow.
They've not really. Out of the 15 matches played, it's only once they draw. They drew. You know, draw is not part of their game. Somebody always win. And the Manchester City that have won Manchester United 8 times, well, Manchester United have won Manchester City 6 times. That is the last 15 matches. So we should not be expecting draw in this match.
Yeah, we might not be expecting draw. It's a game that will actually end with a winner. So there's no draw in this. There will surely be a winner here.
Yeah. And that will be
Manchester City.
It's because my team is not playing.
Your team is not playing. Wait. Oh yeah. Olamide.
We didn't approach this game like it's a final.
No, let me tell you. Sometimes when you play against Manchester City, you look like a stupid team. No, look at Real Madrid. Real Madrid. When they play against Manchester, I was asking, is this the Real Madrid I know? The 14-time champions, 14-time of winning champions.
So are you saying Man is scared of Man City?
Who is not scared of Manchester City? Who is not scared of playing Manchester City?
I should be asking you that question because they are not playing. You are the one that said they are not really.
Who is not scared of playing them?
I don't know. They have no reason why to be scared of Man City.
Wow. Because you're playing an ordinary team, right?
Because we've beaten them.
You've beaten them. You're not the only team to beat them this season. We saw Brentford defeated them home and away this season. So they even have a better bragging rights.
I prefer them playing Brentford in this game.
Against your team. It's like gradually you're losing hope against them.
This is 86 minutes. We are 4 minutes away.
I was expecting you that at the end of this match, if Man U wins the FA Cup, I was expecting to sing the anthem of Man U for us, and all of us will stand up to salute you. You know, so probably that's not going to happen.
Because they are not making me happy.
They are not making you happy. And it is Rashford. I can't forget also.
That's one of the most of the. That's one of the things he actually brings into the game. That's a good order play from him.
He opened up play.
If he's not getting the goals, at least he'll actually be providing something for the team.
You know, Manchester United have nothing to lose again. You know, at least I know not that they will open their defense, but they should start playing from the midfield. A cross, who is there? The tall Wagos is not nowhere to be found. You know, this is the time they need to be crossing those long balls because a tall Wagos is there. But sometimes he don't even know how to use his head.
But sometimes it can come in a dive in.
There's no sometimes. That is my problem with you. There's no
sometimes. He just said sometimes.
There's no sometimes.
He just said sometimes. I was trying to comment.
Oh, look at that penalty. That was an easy one.
Really
and Fernando Bruno.
Okay, look at. Oh, wow. That's a fantastic midfielder.
Look at that goal. You know.
Well, if I'm to ask you, Gundogan or Bruno Fernandes, who are you going to pick? Bruno.
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
No, because Bruno. This is not it's Bruno. It's Bruno for me.
All right, just 3 minutes to the
regular time.
Regular time. I don't know the magic Manchester United is going to do right now.
But maybe Bruno or Bernardo. I would have chosen Bernardo.
No, both of them can play together. Bernardo and Bruno. They play together. They play together in Portugal, right?
Yeah,
they play together.
Bernardo ahead of Bruno.
You choose Bernardo ahead of Bruno.
Yeah, I would have chosen him ahead of Bruno. Yeah.
But if you talk about Bruno Fernandes of the Manchester United, you give it to him this season. I think he has been.
No, not even this season. I don't really.
Ever since he came to mind.
He hasn't really have a bad season at Manchester. Wow.
Hey, John, look at that pass!
They are wasting a lot of chances in this game.
They are. Goalkeeper.
What do you want the gear to do there?
He's going inside. What is it?
Okay,
Look at this side. What is
it? He should come out there. That is a goal.
You know, you talk about this modern day goalkeeper. I just want you to tell me the difference between modern day goalkeeper and olden days goalkeeper. What is the difference? Is it not all they are catching?
No.
Can you put more light?
Defensive midfielder they are. Defensive goalkeeper, attacking goalkeeper that they are.
No, it's not your own. We also say it's own. Because it's the one that is saying modern day goalkeeper.
You see, olden day goalkeepers are more of sticking in their post, saving ball. But modern day goalkeeper are more of they come out, play with their feet. Sometimes as a goalkeeper, you can change the game with your feet. You can pass. You can pass.
Apart from you playing with your legs, playing with your feet, maybe pass defensively and all that. What else the modern day goalkeeper do? I'm telling you, it's not every coach that would like that.
Apart from saving ball, what would you say of the game again? What would you say?
He has a good reflex. He has a sharp reflex.
Apart from that,
that's the work of a goalkeeper. That's the primary assignment of a goalkeeper.
Yes, but it's not what he's supposed to be doing only. You have to improve your game. As a player, you improve your game. You can't tell me because you're a striker, you should be satisfied with scoring.
What will you say about Courtois? Is Courtois good with his feet?
He's improving.
Yes,
Courtois is improving.
Not a goalkeeper to be like Ter Stegen, right? Wow.
Ter Stegen is good. He's good with his legs.
Oh, a chance!
He's good with everything.
So you want me to be satisfied with the game? It's always inside. Sometimes you have to.
Oh, that's a fantastic concept.
When you talk about goalkeeping, the gear is a very fantastic goalkeeper. And if you talk about modern day, apart from the leg they use, what you need a goalkeeper to do, primary responsibility of a goalkeeper is to stop every goal that comes, catch the ball, or block it.
Modern day goalkeeper was why Chelsea spent £76 million on getting Akpere. Talking about Kepa. Kepa is fantastic with his feet, but he makes strikers score some kind of goals that you would think like, oh, I scored a world class goal.
Hey, Charles, what are you? Oh! Wow! What a save! That would have been an equalizer for Manchester United. What a fight! What a fight! McTominay, the substitute. Wow. That was a close one.
That was a close one for them.
That was a close one.
Ola, you need water.
I don't like this fight.
You need water.
I don't like this fight.
Please hope there's shock absorber.
You see, even in McTominay, if you look at it, he made a mistake because that first opportunity was supposed to hit it.
Yeah,
look at it. When the ball came to his leg, he was supposed to use the opportunity, but he wanted to arrange the ball. There was a clear space already for him to just use that first opportunity and get that goal.
There's an amber appeal.
Amber appeal?
For what? You're looking for penalty again.
Don't start
look
at
this man.
You know those days.
You know those days when we are most times when we argue, we say, okay. You see some Manchester United fans will say, "Oh, Man, you have won so many trophies," and the opposition point of argument is that Man, you won a lot of trophies because of penalty and Ojoro, as Nigeria will call it here.
During the time of World Web.
So they do a lot of Ojoro.
Fegi time.
Yes, at the end of the day, just small thing, they will give Man penalty. And now today you don't have any hope and you are calling for penalty.
Is it true?
That's what I'm saying. You want us to go back to those days.
I'm really impressed with Garnacho play in this game. There's one thing he needs to work on. That is whenever he starts. Because you look at the effect Garnacho brings into game whenever he comes in. It's far different from the kind of effects he do have in games when he starts. So I think that is what he needs to work on, so that they can actually work on him being a regular. That was a defensive nothing from Stones there. That was a world-class save there. Wow.
Wow. Tega. That was a good save from Tega. That ball would have been a goal.
That would have been a goal. Oh. And it's like a crazy goal to concede in the 9 minutes.
In the 9 minutes. And, you know...
It would have been normal goal, nothing crazy.
All right, so far, let's talk about the referee. So far, has he been good?
Yeah, he has been good. Fantastic officiating from him. Bad at penalty, though I won't fault him for the penalty shout that he gave to Manchester United here. Any coach will have given it, and any coach, even a coach like Anthony Taylor, for a controversial coach, a ref like Anthony Taylor that we know for a controversial person he is, he might actually chalk that and not give it as a penalty there. So it has been a fair officiating from him. He has actually been fair to both teams. Good game of football. He actually made the game an open game, not like him being biased or showing the yellow cards and red cards in this game. So good day for the ref. I'm not sure Lamde can actually fault him for anything in this game.
Alamide, let's hear from you.
I think he's making perfect decisions in this man.
Good officiating. Yeah. All right, good officiating. So when you go home, nobody will say, nah.
No, I don't.
No, because those days we see the only people used to comfort themselves. Like the match. Let's talk about the match between Sevilla versus Roma. You know, Mourinho was charged, and some of the fans, because he used foul language against them, insultive word against the.
I don't know why Mourinho was really annoyed in that game, because he himself, in a way, cost them that game. He should have been looking at the mistake. He should have learned a lot from the mistake against Fiorentina coming into that game. But it was really glaring that he didn't learn from it. You win 1-0. You start bringing defensive-minded players into the game, trying to close game as early as 60th minute. It's not really like that in football. Play to the strength of your team. Wow, that's a good one from Alan. Play to the strength of your team. That was what cost him the game against against Sevilla. Yeah. Yes, he might have that shot that they should have given him a penalty for that handball. But it's 50-50 decision. Not all referee will give that a penalty. So aside, you have worthy players on that pitch. Players that should be getting you goals. You shouldn't be depending on penalties for goals. So I don't really see why he shouted. I think we watched that game here. It was me and Yemi on set that day, and every right thinking fan will actually know that Sevilla actually played better that day. They actually played to win, and they deserve their win. So I don't see why Mourinho is just shouting. It's just like the normal Mourinho. Just try to take the whole shine on him. Let the whole talk center around him.
And apart from that, at the airport too. The referee was abused, was assaulted
not even
by
Roma.
Even the fans.
Even his family.
Yes, now.
Even his family. At the train station,
I think this should be the last kick of this game.
So, and it is the 96th minute, 4 minutes additional time. And that is the end of the match.
Pep Guardiola.
Pep G is on his way to treble. He has just won the FA Cup. And one more Champions League left for him to win the treble. That's a good one.
I want to know how many Man City fans are in this list. Because I saw someone is not.
No, that is the bad stage. That is the bad stage. Beautiful game of football. Beautiful game of football. Tactical game of football. Tactical approach from Pep Guardiola. That's the Pep Guardiola we've seen. No wonder that is one of the reasons why he was actually voted the best football manager in England, even by his by his fellow managers in EPL. It shows how great he is. He knows what he wants in this game. Came to the game, approached the game the right way, play to your strength, dominate game against this Manchester United. He didn't let us really see Manchester United play to their own strength in this game. They were on the back foot for close to 90 minutes of the game, and you can see the players of Manchester United. They are actually feeling themselves that yes, we've done enough. losing 2-1 against Manchester City is actually, well, it's a fair one for them.
We didn't really. All the way to
no, you're cutting me from talking, right? so it's really a great one for them. A really great one for Pep Guardiola and his boys. Well, no doubt, first season for what's it called, Eric Ten Hag. I want to cut him some slack. I want to cut him some abuses. Fantastic season for him. Finishing in third position, getting the Carabao Cup, and getting to the FA Cup final is a fantastic one. He can look forward to next season, and I will surely be expecting Manchester United to make some great signing next season. And they are in talk with what's it called, Mason Mount, who is another fantastic player that they'll be getting next season. So they'll surely be getting good players. It will surely be a different ball game next season in APL and all competitions next season. I can't just wait for next season to start.
Wow, you can see the Wembley is blue. It is sky blue, and it is Manchester City who are celebrating. It's not like a match when Barcelona won the La Liga and they were about to celebrate, and Espanyol chased them out. You know, this is a neutral ground.
That was the wrong one for Barcelona. You can't go Espanyol is their rival. Yes, they're even City rivals. City rivals. You're not going to Espanyol Stadium to go and what? No. They won't allow.
Okay, this is a neutral ground. This is the Wembley.
Even Manchester 90,000 capacity. Even won't allow Manchester City to celebrate EPL winning on Old Trafford. It will be trouble. It will surely be trouble there.
But yeah, it is a Wembley. It is no man's land.
It's no man's. This is the English national team.
Yeah. So every day they can celebrate. And if you look at the stadium, you can see the number of Man City's fans. In fact, they've taken half of the stadium. You can see the sky blue everywhere.
No, Manchester City fans, Manchester United fans will have started going home. They'll have started moving out. Get to their car lots and start going home. There's no point you waiting behind and watching celebration. You'll see your opponents. Wow, you wore your jersey to the studio to try and support them, and you'll have shouted at me. You guys won today.
We should be proud.
No, you should be proud. Losing 2-1, scoring against Manchester City is a bragging right. It's a bragging right.
Because this is our first season under our coach. This is first season. Semi-final.
And there's so much to actually look up to. There's so much to actually look up to.
This is first season.
Nobody during the summer. There's this one of my friends that I used to work with at I will flop. I used to tell him, just calm down. This man will perform. Just calm down. Now he has seen things. I'm sure people will be more afraid of this man this season. This man is people will be more afraid this season.
No. Actually, we have to give it to Ten Hag because in a derby here, in a derby season, no coach, no manager of Manchester United has actually performed like him because he's the one who has won the highest match in his derby year. He has won up to 40 matches in his derby year. So we give it to him and I applaud him for that.
Man, you have the most win in Europe. And we equalized the 2002 record of 27 wins. We equalized it in his debut season.
Yeah. So
there's so much to actually look forward to next season. But my money will still be on Manchester City to win the league. They have that fantastic squad. Not even just starting 11. They have a fantastic squad.
Chelsea are actually tired of Man City beating them, so they start supporting them.
It's
not like I'm supporting the Manchester City team. You're looking at a squad this good, and they are still out trying to get a player like Kovacic and Kimmich.
Should I say you envy them?
I envy them. Yes, who wants every good things? So you don't envy Manchester City?
I do because I have a good manager. I have a good manager that I know will perform. This Guardiola.
He's not only a good manager.
We have a good manager.
All right. That's a beautiful one. You can see Pep G, the man of the moment, celebrating with his players, and they are all looking up to the fans. And if I were Manchester City's player, I think this is a moment because football is about the moment.
Yeah,
just enjoy the moment, enjoy the moment. After the moment, there is nothing more.
That's it.
So this is the moment for Manchester City to celebrate.
You can see how much the players believe in him. Even players who actually don't even play much throughout the season, they understand why they are actually playing for a manager like Pep Guardiola. Good one for him. Good one for Eric Ten Hag. And don't forget,
this man is not satisfied.
He actually, he's not satisfied with what? What did he want to do? He wants to beat Manchester City today, or what? Was he not satisfied? Don't forget, he's actually playing against his boss today.
If I just rate his performance on the scale of 10,
this game, This game?
Yeah.
3/10.
3/10.
That's the best.
It's more than 3/10.
No, it's actually 3/10. That's the best.
I'll give them average. I'll give them 5/10.
I can't give them 5/10. That is over giving. That is like you over giving them numbers.
That's why I said it's not satisfied.
You know why we give them?
What did you want to do else? What else did you want to do this game?
You know why we give them?
No,
for them.
You will see when this is not. It's because we don't have score depth.
You don't have score depth.
Yes, now we don't have score depth.
You don't have
score depth than us.
You didn't come up with all these excuses at the beginning of this game. That's my problem. Don't.
Man City has.
You remember when you wanted to talk about
the bench?
You
can see Guardiola tears of joy. Guardiola is shedding tears of joy.
Was not expecting to.
Do you think you were expecting? Because everybody, because based on,
he wasn't expecting.
Let me tell you, based on, he's a good manager.
He wasn't expecting it to be this easy.
No, it's not that easy. Even this very particular one is not easy. Let me tell you.
No, see, he just got those goals to just choke it back. And let me go back to my default setting.
9 minutes, I almost got their popped out without McTominay's goal. Their heart almost pumped out. So
the end, there's a saying that the wise man said the end justifies the means, and that is it. At the end of the day, Manchester City came. Manchester City had to win.
Olamide Badou said when Guardiola was shedding tears of joy, he said, was he not expecting the win? As a good manager that you are, you don't expect even the smallest team you beat them at the platter of goal. You understand? You expect something.
Savisa, people are not available for the final. I don't understand. Why did you not sign you?
What did they want to do? We didn't available when they defeated you 6-3. We didn't available.
You need your players. I don't know why they are out injured. Marshall is injured. Savisa.
What would Marshall have done in this game?
I'm not even Marshall down on his own side. But Savisa, Anthony, we really miss them.
You can see the bromance between players. You can see the bromance between players and the coach. This is a coach that the players actually believe in. There's no player on earth who wants to play for this fantastic coach. Talking about Pep Guardiola.
We have that to Man U.
We have that.
You see, maybe last season players wouldn't have wanted to play for Man U, but finishing this season, I think more players will be more interested to play for Man U.
You're not winning the league next season.
We'll
be here.
All right. Let's talk about this particular match. Talking about this particular match, I know you are not happy with the performance, even though, but I want you to just tell me your best 3 players today. At least you can't say all of them. All of them flop.
Manchester United.
No. I'm starting with Manchester United. Okay. You tell me your own. I want you to tell me his own. Manchester United, your 3 best players. Those players that at least they are outstanding. They perform at least to some extent in this very particular match.
They actually perform.
Not performed.
There's not like to some extent. One.
The natural one, yeah.
Bahrain, I think he had a good fight.
Yeah, he had a good fight against Alan too.
Maybe Bruno for penalty.
For penalty.
For the penalty score. Because I don't even have any more persons.
Okay. All right. In the Manchester City squad, mention your 3 best players for today. At least I know all of them perform because I know all of them perform. Yeah. So just mention the 3 that okay to your own personal satisfaction. These 3 people are good. Gundogan, the brace scorer. De Bruyne. And Grealish for giving us the penalty. Grealish for giving you the penalty. All right, Mr. Shaka, give me your 3 best for both sides.
From both sides.
Yeah,
okay, I should merge them together.
No. Start from Manchester.
Nobody on Manchester United side.
Start from Manchester United side.
This is a below average performance.
But at least, bros, in school, if all the old school fail, there are some that fail more than others.
Okay.
You understand?
No, don't even
there are some that fail more than others. So just call it.
The only player I see in this game from Manchester United side is Garnacho. He actually brought it. I expected him coming into the game, and he did what I expected of him. So that is the player on this Manchester United team that actually played with the bite that he wants to play. He had what's it called? He was man enough to play the way players should have played. So Garnacho alone on the Manchester United side.
Then
on the Manchester City side.
Just complete your 3. Complete 3 Manchester United.
I can't force myself to.
Go say. Okay, if you can't say okay. You can't say Manchester United. Call somebody Sabisa. At least he run.
No. That's
at least he run from this end.
That's the only person man enough in this game. That was the only person that brought a challenge to Manchester City in this game from Manchester United side. So that's the only person I'm giving his own praise. When you look at the Manchester City side, you have to look at Gundogan. You have to look at Gundogan. You have to look at Kevin De Bruyne, and you have to look at Kyle Walker. These are 3 fantastic players in this game. So that's the difference. You can't have any. It's not like
Ferguson is not proud.
The old Manchester. Yeah, the pride I want to see in this is him shaking Manchester City players and handing over that trophy to them. That is it.
He won't be the one. I trust him.
But he'll be there.
You know when he presented Guardiola the manager
LMC
of the year.
Yeah.
He saw, wasn't it? Like.
I think he ran away from football because of Pep Guardiola. Pep was coming. No. He ran away because of Pep. I watched the Champions League final. I watched the Champions League final. Manchester United against Barca. What's it called? Alex Ferguson's hand was shaking that day. His hand was shaking.
Is it because of fear? Because of
he defeated Sir Alex. He defeated Sir Alex twice. It was pressure.
It's about time for him to retire.
You know, then we had the young Pep Guardiola. We have Lionel Messi in the peak of his career.
Yeah.
He defeated Sir Alex Ferguson twice. The two times he played Sir Alex Ferguson. I think it was two finals. Yes, two finals. And He defeated him in both games.
Man won that same Barcelona and lifted the Champions League.
Where?
Against Chelsea. We beat Barcelona in the semi-final and won against Chelsea in the final.
Was it Pep? Which semi-final was that? 2000.
Was it 2008?
No, 2008. No. It wasn't Barcelona. He beat it
semi-final.
Or maybe this guy wasn't the coach. Maybe Guardiola wasn't the coach. Guardiola wasn't the coach then.
You see?
We are talking about Guardiola. We are talking about
Guardiola.
No, I don't think it was Guardiola. Because Guardiola only faced what's it called, Sir Alex Ferguson twice. And the two times he faced Sir Alex Ferguson, he defeated Sir Alex Ferguson.
Who was it?
Yeah. We need a fact check out that.
I think I remember we won Barcelona in the semi-final and then went on to beat Chelsea in the final penalties.
All right.
It was Arsenal. Correct yourself on there.
But let's get this. Let's get this clear. Let's get this fact clear. You know, Shagelo said something right now. He said it was because of Pep G that Alex Ferguson left football.
He ran away.
He said he ran away.
He won the league in his last season.
And he heard that what's it called? Pep Guardiola was coming to the
league.
Someone that defeated him twice.
Ferguson approached Guardiola
to come to Madrid, and he said no.
That was when he was on 1 year leave from
coaching. He said no, he can't come to Manchester United.
I think he came
you guys can match.
After Ferguson retired.
You guys can match his potential. You can't match what Pep Guardiola actually was.
It's because
that is one of the reasons why he rejected Chelsea. He rejected Chelsea too.
It's because he won't be giving
He
that
rejected
much
Chelsea
money.
too. That is it. And it's not about you spending. At least the spendings is making. There's one thing in business when you spend and you are seeing the return of investment is actually good. How much Manchester United have been spending since what's it called, Sir Alex Ferguson left?
But not with a stable coach.
It's nobody's fault if you are not having a stable coach.
He has been stable since.
And should they sack him?
No.
Why have you been sacking your coach?
if you had back Eric Tango, would you say Eric Tango would not perform in Jazz?
Okay. You are going to back him up next season.
Yes.
Can we just conclude that Guardiola made a very good choice?
Yeah, he made a very good choice.
Because they have more money to spend.
It's not about because they have more money to spend. He's actually a fantastic coach.
Then his defense was worth about £250 million.
Your attack in this game is worth how much?
His defense.
Your attack in this game.
You can spend any amount on attack.
Oh, you can spend any amount on attack.
Then he was benching.
But
he
was
benching Mendy. Mendy was bought for 60 or 50 million pounds. He was on the bench.
At least now he has a good squad.
Yes, I know he has this.
Give him his flowers.
All right, before we go, let's just quickly summarize what we have seen here today. The FA Cup final. It is Manchester City. Let's just 2 minutes, Olamide Bado, just in 2 minutes, just summarize what we have seen here today before we close, because that is the last thing to do. From both, everything about the match. 2 minutes summarize, so we can go.
I think I was expecting this match to be more odds. Doesn't look like a final to me. It looks like maybe opening of the season. I was serious. It looks like opening of the season. This is not the kind of fight I was expecting from both teams. Because Man City didn't play anything special in this game. They would have won the game 3-1, 4-1. Someone was predicting 4-1. If Man U are playing with more spirit, I see Man U winning this game. Man City didn't play too well to par. Man U is below performance. That one is sure.
All right.
You know, you can't bring your Z performance into a game and you expect a attitude in the game. They didn't match Manchester City for anything. We saw in Manchester City against Arsenal. Even when Arsenal brought their A game to the Manchester City, Manchester City also brought their A game to it. Probably they just gave their normal performance against the Manchester United team because they know that this is not the kind of competition they were actually expecting from a team. And they did what they have to do. And they got the goals. That is just it. So, and what is a game of football? Taking your chances. We were talking about that in the first half when Manchester United were losing some clear chances. These are the kind of chances that at the end of the day, these players are going to regret not taking those chances. So that is it. The chances that came to Manchester City, they took it and they got their goals. And here they are the champions.
All right, Shagano, 1 minute for you. Just summarize what we have seen here today.
Well, fantastic game of football from Pep Guardiola. He actually played conservative football. He didn't play a game whereby his players will actually be out-won going into the Champions League final. I'm sure he must have told his player, let's just get this done in the 90 minutes. We don't need to play an extra time game of football, knowing that we are playing the Champions League final very soon. So he did what he has to do, and here they are, they're the champions of the FA Cup. The second of the 3 trophies they're actually looking forward to winning the treble. I'm sure if he had thought of it in coming to the season that he could have won a quadruple, probably would have gotten to the final of the Carabao Cup and also defeated Manchester United here.
And they will go
you just look at it. Because yes, coming into the season, yeah. I looked at the signings Pep Guardiola actually made, and I was thinking of it that his main goal this season was the Champions League. He actually wanted to win the Champions League in a way that he would have even sacrificed winning the Premier League. But at a point, he felt the team was actually good enough to push for both. And here he is. He's winning the treble. A fantastic season for manager. A fantastic season for Manchester City. Fantastic season for Pep Guardiola. And what else? We'll be waiting for next week when they will complete the treble.
All right, we'll be waiting for next week when they will complete the treble against Inter Milan in the Champions League final. But that is how far we can go for today. This is the Premier Sport Fan Center. Always remember to subscribe. Tell somebody to subscribe. And don't forget to join us tomorrow when we'll be coming live with the match on the 20 World Cup, Nigeria versus South Korea. And in the La Liga, all the matches played around 6:30, and in the Serie A too. We'll be covering those matches live here in the Premier Sport Fan Center studio. For now, it is bye from us, and see you tomorrow.